Hello and welcome to Anatomy of Marriage. I'm your host, Melanie Studley.
What's up, guys? My name is Seth Studley. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and today we are talking about
what to do when both of you have trust issues from previous relationships. All right, let's dive in.
Let's go. Hey guys, what's up? This show is brought to you by getfaithful.com/anatomy of marriage. That's right, getfaithful.com/anatomy of marriage. Go to that website, get hooked up with a licensed counselor, just like me. We all have issues. We all have stuff that we wish we could talk about that even we know we should talk about. We know we'd be a better mom, dad, person, husband, wife, anything, if we had the courage to talk about these things. You guys, so go get your own personal therapist at getfaithful.com/anatomy of marriage to talk about what you need to talk about. Got a little anxiety from COVID, right? We're going back into the world, right? Maybe that's going to have a backlash of anxiety too.
Right.
That's okay. Go to that URL, get the help that you need, getfaithful.com/anatomy of marriage today.
That's exactly right. Good job, my dear.
So this question comes from Instagram. You guys feel free to follow us on Instagram.
Yes.
And also send us questions.
It says, hey, thank you for a great podcast. I have a listener
You're welcome.
question.
I really work hard on this.
Stop it. Me and my fiance are in a kind of hard place right now. We both have trust and abandonment issues from previous relationships. How do we make it work? Because right now we just kind of crash in and out of each other. Because I loved your latest episode about what do we do when we both are pushed. Wait, what? Because I loved your last episode about it. But what do we do when we are both pushing each other away? So this was referring to an episode of a while back about I'm pushing my wife away.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for that question.
Right. Thank you for the question. And this is common. And whatever I say,
Right.
I am not making light of any of this. I have been... Melanie punched me in the freaking face. Do you think the next day I'm going to be like, oh, so lovey-dovey and like...
You are saying that because it created trust issues.
It created trust issues
Right.
and like even a small amount of PTSD. So I'm not making light of any of this. We've been abandoned. We've been betrayed. We've been we've trusted people with our hearts, and they've taken a big fat crap on them. So how in the hell am I supposed to go? Okay, I'm just going to forget that and do all this stuff again, right? Because it hurts, right? So I'm not making light of any of this.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say to you, how do you get over this? You don't do it alone, right? You can't do it alone, and you be bold and vulnerable, and you go first. You go first. Do you want to fix this? Don't wait on your partner to fix this. You go first, because ultimately you want to trust again. You want to give someone your heart again. You don't want to go through the past heartache again. But anything worth having, worth doing, that's actually valuable, there is some sort of hard work and sacrifice involved in that. That's why lottery winners don't work, right? So you have to be like, okay, I'm going to get out of my comfort zone. Oh, I can't believe it. This hurts so bad. This hurts so bad. Sometimes the only way out is through. You want to get to that other field of amazingness, you're going to have to be vulnerable and go through this. Whenever you do this, I'm like, okay, I'm talking too much, so you want to say something, right?
Well, I think you went like 8 steps in when I want to sort of start a little bit slower than that. But I think I agree with those things, but I do want to not sort of gloss over the emotionality of it, how it feels, right?
Feels terrible. You're like,
tell me about it.
What do you mean tell you about it?
I know that you had a similar-ish thing that you experienced.
Like what?
I was the mean one in relationships and would just leave, so I don't have trust issues.
Which, you don't have trust issues. You
had
other issues. I'll get to them before they get to me.
I never dwell on leaving as long as I'm getting somewhere. It's from one of my favorite songs.
Oh wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, talk about it. But anyway, so I don't have that same relationally within a marriage. I don't have that, or like an intimate relationship. I don't have that. I have it in different relationships, but I know that you experienced something similar when you moved to Washington, and your partner then. Did not do good things.
Just say it. What are you saying?
Didn't she like break up with you and while you're on the road and dated someone else?
I don't think she dated someone else, but it felt, I don't know, I was sad to break up, I guess. But then So no, I don't think that has.
Oh, I totally, maybe
Yeah,
I
I
made
think
a whole
you're-
story about you. Sorry.
I think you did. So, we cleared it up. Great, guys. You caught it here
I liked
first.
my
right?
story.
You caught it here first. But no, I'm not, again, not making light of any of this because we've been like maybe a best friend talked crap about you behind your back. Like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
hurts.
yeah.
And you're like, whoa, I mean, and maybe you've had a pattern of that, right? It's like this. So when you cut your finger with a chainsaw, you weren't about to use a chainsaw the next day. Or the week
I
after.
couldn't.
Well, even if
I
you
couldn't
could,
bend my
even
finger.
if you could, I guarantee
Right.
you that you wouldn't think about, oh, geez, I remember how bad it hurt and
Yes.
like what, just the
I
all
still
the
do.
emotions.
When
right.
I use a chainsaw or hear one running, I go, like I feel it. Yes, but yeah.
Right. So that's that's some form of trauma, right?
Yes.
Emotional or physical
Chainsaw trauma.
literally physical trauma, right? So I want to be sympathetic to that, but then also here's where the coach piece comes out of me. All right, so what are you going to do about it? Are you going to sit there and go, okay, I can't do this? No, you can go first and be comfortable with that discomfort of this might hurt, but I know that I have to do this to get to the other side
Right.
of trust. Hopefully, my partner will come along with me. If they don't, that's their choice, but I am taking the steps I need to take to heal myself from that trauma.
Right. And I think that even sort of apart from the language of you go first, I think that's almost like confusing. It kind of confuses me. What are you going first in what? Trusting?
So I saw this quote, and oftentimes we talked about this before.
Yes or no?
Oh my gosh, you can't do that anymore.
I just want to say something.
I know.
I just want to know, the clarifying question is, did you mean go
about
first in
context.
trusting or what? Or moving forward?
Go first decide to trust and say, oh, this is going to be weird. I'm not going to go unless he goes. That kind of thinking won't get us anywhere. Say, hey, go. Hey, that thing hurt, and I know that I'm acting like this way, but I'm not going to do that again. I encourage you to do the same, so let's fix this, right? Go first. Take the lead on that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. That's when I say go first, that's what that means.
Okay. So again, I just wanted to clarify to make sure I was understanding what you were saying.
Right.
I think an additional thought there is to question, not get stuck in the thoughts of, oh, I don't trust this person, not to get stuck down there in that level of thinking, but to go higher up and say, how does the thought, I am afraid to trust someone, serve me or harm me? So I want to start thinking about what we're thinking and feeling, not just feeling them. So it's a higher level of thinking. It's a higher level of awareness. It's a higher level of, it's metacognition. It's a little bit weird to do because you're kind of like putting pause on what you're feeling and going, wait, why do I feel that? Does it help me?
Right. So that's
no.
Okay, keep on going.
So I want you to ask yourself, does it help me to think about, even to claim that title, I have trust issues? That's a title, right? That implies a lot of things. That's like a domino. You're pushing the very first one. So, okay, trust issues. When you don't tell me where you're at, I'm going to question you. It comes with a list of what does trust issues mean, right?
And then that becomes a reason that you can't move forward.
And that you can behave in a way that's not healthy. You go, well, I can do this. I've got trust issues. So taking on that title it's important to think about. If we take on that title, does that impact how we behave? Does it impact how we think?
Absolutely. So we're working on titles like within our organization, right? And it's not because it's like, oh, I'm big badass CEO. Which I'm not, co-CEO. It is like, I am responsible for this, and this.
Right. Your title
so
defines
clarity is kindness. So if you say, oh, I have trust issues, then you are literally saying, I'm a person who has trust issues and second guesses things, and this holds me back. Now, at one point in your life, that served a very, very, very cogent reason, right?
Purpose?
Like it
served a purpose.
A very cogent purpose. Oh, I did this to protect myself, because if I would have just thrown everything out there and been vulnerable, I would have been further injured, right? But you are not in that position anymore.
Right.
So the coping mechanism thing that served you well, that saved you in a sense, does not serve the purpose it once did. So now it is contingent. It is the onus is on you to go, that did serve me. Thank you very much, thing. you don't serve me anymore. I'm going to do this. It's like with alcohol and drugs and stuff like that. The thing did work at one point. Now that thing is doing more harm than good. I need to revisit my relationship with alcohol or drugs or porn or whatever and go, oh, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going this way.
Right.
And when you do that, you will begin to go that way. Hopefully your partner will do it the same. And then you guys will go, oh, yeah. Yep, I used to be this way, but I'm learning to trust. I'm building that trust. I'm cultivating that trust. I'm training ourselves to be in a. Oh, I'm someone that's been hurt before, but I'm a person that trusts. Tell yourself that instead of I have trust issues.
Right. Yeah, I think it's very important. So I don't know if this is in all Alcoholic Anonymous like locations. There's a quote from AA, but Wayne Dyer talks about this idea that there is a quote that says, "Your best thinking got you here." Have you heard that before?
I've heard it before in different contexts.
And it was he went to AA and so he was like, yeah, I remember sitting in the AA and reading this sign that said, your best thinking got you here. And that's a really powerful thought, to think your best thinking got you to, I have trust issues, whatever, right? Does that make sense when I say it like that? It was a thing that you thought, like, this is my only option.
Right.
Right. You're stressed out about work, so you drink. You're stressed out about your kids, so you drink. You break up with someone, they break up with you. It was bad, so you have you don't trust people. It was a mechanism, a survival safety mechanism. My best thinking made me build a distrust of everybody, right? So I want to kind of draw attention to that in a new way. That the idea that you have trust issues was at one point potentially a helpful idea, but now it is not. You're not in the relationship, obviously, that you were in before. You're in a different one, with a different person, with a different level of trust, with a different everything.
Here's a perfect example. So earlier we were talking about you don't have trust issues. You just left the relationship before, or like you always do the first blow, right? Through sarcasm or criticalness, right? So, hey, Melanie, sarcasm and being critical worked good for you when your brother was being a huge ass douchebag. But in this relationship, it is pushing me away and making me not want to be with you. It worked then. Your best thought worked then, but your best thought is actually your worst thought now.
Yeah, it's harming us now.
Don't do it.
And I love that. That was a very good way to sort of reframe that. And I think one of the most helpful ways to think of something, especially something like trust, you can't stand on the edge of a frozen lake and trust that it will carry you without standing on the ice, right? You can't. I mean, you're not testing that. You're not doing anything. So it doesn't even matter if you trust the ice. It could melt tomorrow, but you didn't ever stand on it. So who even cares, right? It's like saying, well, I really trust that bridge, but I'm not going to walk on it. Do you trust the bridge, right? The only way to show that you trust the bridge, to walk on it.
To go first. Like if your partner isn't willing to, hell no, I'm not going to that bridge. Well, I'm not going to stay here anymore.
Right.
We got to get over there.
Right,
baby.
Right.
Let's do this.
Boom,
okay.
baby.
Boom, baby. Then you go first. So that's what I was meaning by go first.
And so one of the things in that idea that I think is really helpful is this, just do the thing. Trust. Do the trust, right? Be it. Live it. What does it look like to trust your partner? This current partner. What does that look like? Instead of saying, I have trust issues, and then following whatever that means, well, that means I have to see where you're at. I have to have track my spouse on my phone. I have to check your tag. Like, instead of going that way and leaning into what having trust issues means, go this way and tell me what it looks like to be a trusting, loving partner, right? Literally, tell me, what does it look like? What does it look like to trust me? And I'll tell you what it looks like to trust you.
That's a hard question to answer because I don't have. Not.
I trust that you're going to make good choices. I trust that you care and think about our family.
Okay. I
trust that if something goes wrong and you make a choice that's not helpful, that you probably did it either on accident or you didn't know the repercussions or whatever. I trust you on many, many levels. I trust that even something like in intimacy, that you're not going to do something that I don't want, that I wouldn't, you're not going to disrespect my body. I trust that you will care and provide for us as a family. Do you even trust me in it at all? You couldn't even think of one thing?
I don't know. I'm hard pressed to think. No, that's not something that I think about. It's just like, it's like this roof. I'm not thinking about it.
Because you trust it. I trust that this will
Right.
keep rain off of me. I trust that the branches won't hit my head if they fall because that's there, right?
But that has been established.
Mhm.
It's been tested,
Mhm.
right? And probably even assumed after a while. But actually, in the repairs of our whole HQ studio thing,
Right.
there was a small leak in it, right? So I had to do something about it, and
Right.
I checked it and I rechecked it. I was like, "Oh, are there leaks now?
Yep.
Okay, did I seal it good? Did I do the good job?
Mhm.
Yes, I did." So there was follow up, right?
It's
But first
been-
there was a testing of it,
Yeah, there was a testing, sort of an examining of it.
right?
And I think what I would love to offer, because this is where the kind of the rubber meets the road, is you go, okay, you're both from previous relationships where trust was broken. So you have an inclination to say we have trust issues. But instead of saying that, let's have sort of an open and examining heart, being open to like, okay, because what might happen, this is what I want to presence. Something might happen accidentally that goes for your trust issues. And then you go, see, couldn't trust him, when it really could just be an accident.
Right.
So when we don't examine and we judge and we go, yep, that's a trust issue there. We actually stop the growth process of because a lot of the trust, even in the roof of this, AOMHQ, the roof used to be like a leaky, rotten, hot mess, but we trust it now because we've done the repair work. We've taken the time to rip off the old stuff and put in insulation and all of that.
Right. So, I would encourage the listener to think about it this way. Like, okay, trust has been broken, you've been betrayed or whatever in past relationships, right? So, two things here. Okay, what is your general worldview? Like, everybody's going to screw me over. I'm a victim. There are no good people in the world, right? Which that maybe came from family of origin or just repeated relationships that didn't work out. So your whole mindset, no matter what your partner does or doesn't do, sometimes we put each other in a position, well, in fact, it's called a double bind. It's like, I can't do right based on what you are thinking. I am damned if I do and damned if I don't, right? That's like a legit, like this is a double bind relationship. I can't do anything because of your issues, right? So say that you, I don't know, grew up with leaky roofs all your life and it was an issue and every roof that you lived under leaked, it lacked. Hath lacked, right? And I go, all right, I see this leaky roof. I'm going to do my best to go to Home Depot, get all the right stuff, spend hours on it to fix it. I'm going to try my best, right? And I actually did it, but then there was some weird residual leak and a drop came and hit you on the forehead when we were recording and you just lost your brain. You're like, I knew it.
Right.
I shouldn't have trusted you to, and I'm like, this is the first roof I've ever repaired, lady. What are you tripping on?
Lady.
Kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So what is your mindset around that? Now, number 2 point is, are you with the shoulders and iPod, that's how they listen to the show apparently, are you trustworthy? Ooh, you didn't know I was going to go there, did you?
No, I didn't.
Are you trustworthy, right? Do you say what you were going to do? Do you do what you say you're going to do, right? How do you act? How did you act in previous relationships? Were you telling people what time you were going to be home and just lying about it? Were you spending money out of whatever? Were you cheating? Were you sleeping around? I'm not accusing you of that. Trust me. So I'm sorry, that last thing sounded weird. But sometimes we project the very thing that we're like doing, like if I'm just spending credit card and, you come home and go, I told you we can't afford this. What are you doing? But I'm over here doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm accusing you.
Nouveau.
Exactly. Right. But I'm accusing you of exactly what I am doing because either I have real issues with it, I don't know how to change, or I don't want to change.
Right.
Understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
and I
ask
have
yourself
a thought,
that question.
Yeah. I have a thought too. Like if, and of course you were obviously hurt and so was your current partner was hurt from a former relationship. Ask yourself how long you would like that former relationship to be a part of your current relationship, because that was what you're doing. I know you're not doing that on purpose, and there's no judgment there, but that is really what's happening is you're saying, this person over here, oh, they hurt me so bad. Let me talk about it and bring it right here. So I'm going to take this thing over here, this relationship that's gone, this person that hurt me, I'm going to put it right here. And then your partner's going to do the same thing. So now you have 4 people in a relationship, right? You don't want that. You don't want that. So ask yourself, how long do I... What?
Polyamorous trauma.
polyrama llama, polyamorous trauma llama, no drama llama. Anyway,
Right.
I think that is a good way to think about how it impacts in real time your current relationship. Sorry, that if you're inserting a lack of trust that did not come from your current partner, that's like saying, I mean, that would, like, think of it in any other context, it would be really bizarre. It'd be like, every time I drink red wine, I just think about my old boyfriend. And so let's talk about that. Would you like that?
No, thanks.
Right. And so it's very similar.
So from a mental health perspective, okay, I want to completely honor that because, Seth and Melanie, you literally don't know what happened in my old relationship. They were the worst, right? So you might have PTSD, you might have OCD about it. Like you're obsessing, like, okay, I can't let this happen again. And your walls and protective factors are so high up, you're like, hell no, whatever happens, I'm not doing that again. So if that's the case, which with a lot of people it is, that's okay. That's okay. There's no judgment around that. Go get some help around it. Go to getfaithful.com/anatomy of marriage. And that wasn't even supposed to be an ad spot, honestly. But if that is the case, like, okay, girlfriend, we got some work to do. Let's work on it. But if it's not the case and it turns into not a mental health issue, we find that it's an upper limit problem and go, well, I just can't get over it because I don't know. I'm holding on to it. And that's turning into my identity where I just date, weird guys and have these weird relationships and I don't know, blah, blah. Then that's where you got to go, kick your own ass and go, hey, I'm deciding right here and right now, which maybe that's the thing for you. I'm not letting this come into this because if I let that come in over and over, it's going to keep me from this, what I really want.
Yes. Right? And I will say, like I mentioned this the other day with one of our clients, that staying in the space of having trust issues is so much easier than actually growing in trust. It's like saying, I want to ride on that crazy roller coaster that goes upside down and it does all these things, but I get seasick, so I'm not going to do that.
Right.
Like, it's easy to say you want something great and then not do it and have a reason to not do it. It's very, very easy. That's a very safe spot to be. Is it happy? No. Is it miserable? Yes. But it's very easy. So a lot of us will do that. We'll say, my big dream is, it's huge. I really want to do, I want to travel the world. I want to make all this money, but I'm not going to do any of those things because that's scary and I have trust issues.
Right. So that's like,
it is an upper limit thought. It can be an upper limit thought. So again, this is a lot of thinking about what you're thinking about. It's about assessing and really going, wait a minute, why do I have a trust issue with this person that did not betray my trust? Why? Right? This person didn't do those things. It would be like thinking that everyone's going to stab you because you saw someone get stabbed once. Like, it's not helpful.
Yeah. So again, back to the mental health piece is like, okay, yeah, because my best friend got stabbed and I was there and saw it. So, okay, there's PTSD, there's anxiety around that. But if that had never happened, then is it a mental health issue that you just need to go talk to a therapist about? Or is it something else where like, okay, I've been here long enough. I see that this doesn't work anymore. I'm not going to do that. Right. And it's like, think about what you're thinking. And what I'm thinking about is the Back to Basics Bootcamp. I was thinking about it just now. And this is designed for people who want to
have a freaking awesome time.
And first of all, have a freaking awesome time in our beautiful backyard, right? And hang out with us. And people who want to take their marriage and relationship to a next level, right? To like solidify their shared vision. We're going to do work on this stuff, guys. We're going to talk about communication. We're going to talk about sex and intimacy with Dr. Tina Shermer-Sellers in person. And that part is freaking free.
Right.
I can't even believe that. That part is free for you guys. Then we're doing a special VIP session in our backyard. Hello, right? In our backyard. And then we're either going to hang out and have an after party either at our backyard or at the venue or in Seattle. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah,
we don't know.
We have decided.
But there's a three-part thing.
I have trust issues with you.
Well, that's fine. You need to get a growth mindset and eat it. So you guys, the Back to Basics Bootcamp, the Eventbrite link will be in the show notes. You guys check it out. Tickets are going, and I want to see you literally in our backyard.
It's going to be so cool.
In the studio. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I want you to go there and get some growth. It's at the end of the year. You're going to kick off the fall.
End of the year. It's in August.
Sorry, end of the summer. You're going to kick off the fall school year, right, by being super solid with your wife, super solid with your husband. You're going to love it, guys, so go there.
You are.
But anyway, thanks for this question. I really wish you well, and to ask yourself, like Melanie was saying, think about your thinking. If it's a mental health thing, go to getfaithful.com/anatomy of marriage to talk to a therapist, or if you have one, talk to your therapist about that.
Right.
Or if it's just that upper limit problem, go, all right, this doesn't serve me. I'm not in the business of doing things that don't serve me. I'm going to go this way.
Right. And
here.
I want to really offer this very practical idea for the two of you. And because you are both sort of proclaiming that you have trust issues, do this together. Cast a vision for what it looks like to be in a healthy, trusting relationship for the two of you. So that means how do we talk to one another? What do we not say to one another? Can you help me think of other like vision casting things that are specifically geared around trust?
Are you a person that has trust issues? Or are you a person that got hurt and is working on building trust issues? I'm a person who trusts, right? Just change that language. Language matters so much. I have trust issues.
Right.
Right? Or, so one is deficit, one is empowering. Or, I'm a person who is rebuilding trust and working every day on trust.
Right.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right. Yeah. It's almost like positive affirmations, like creating.
It's also giving permission, not only to yourself, but also to your partner. Oh, sorry, we're having another fight. I have trust issues.
Right.
I do. And he's saying the same thing. He's like, okay, great.
Now what?
We're
right. Stalemate.
Impasse, right?
Right.
In therapy language, a real impasse. Or just switch that and go, I want to acknowledge, been hurt before. Yep.
Right.
We both know that, but I'm a person that rebuilds trust.
Right. And you can acknowledge that, like really clearly acknowledge it in your mind, like, ooh, that thing triggered me and how it related to this old information or this old relationship wherein I was, hurt and this person broke my trust. You can presence that in yourself. Go, ooh, I felt that. That gave me anxiety or that made me mad or that made me scared. But you know what? I can still do this. This person is not that person. I am not in that old relationship. I'm in this new one.
Right.
And in this new relationship, this is how I trust. This is how I move forward. And this is what I do to be healthy and well.
Absolutely.
Right? So make it explicit. Make it obviously known.
Intentional.
Right? Intentional.
I'm a person that trusts. Okay, now let me step into that. Oh, there's a pond. A frozen pond or whatever. I'm a person that goes on the ice. What am I doing on the land? Oh, okay, here we go. Zing. Seriously.
And I trust that you're going to rate and review the podcast because you love it. Go to iTunes and leave us a rating and reviewing if you haven't done yet. A reviewing.
Thanks so much. You guys, email us, hello@anatomyofmarriage.com. Get all your questions answered on the show. If you want to talk about coaching, call me or text me, 206
Too many CTAs.
This is a big one, 206-483-4464. Shoot me a text. We'll literally jump on a call.
All right. We love you guys. Thank you so much for this question, and we hope that it helped, and have a wonderful day.
All right. Later.
All right. Bye.